Welcome back, Boulder Masters, to another SCL unboxing video. Today I am unboxing the Wave 1 Creation Crystals. That is these 7 crystals right here. There's 7 different crystal molds in Wave 1. Over at SCL, SkylandersCharacterList.com, we have named all of these molds, and so I'll be sharing those names with you to hopefully get them into your head a little bit. And I'm not forcing you to use them, but it's the easiest way for me to differentiate between the different creation crystals that we have. Since there are multiple different molds between the elements, I can't just use the element, so I have to use the element along with the mold name, and that's what we're going for. So we're going to start over here with our Air Creation Crystal. If I remember right, this is the Air Angel Creation Crystal, as we are calling it. And you will see on all of these boxes, the creation crystals and the figures alike, the tops are fairly well sealed, and they're not really that easy to get open. There are 2 pieces of tape on each side here, and then you have to pull this tab out, but there's no like finger slot to get it started. It's very flush against the box. And so what I found and what other people have told me works really well is go at the bottom. So you have your 2 tabs here. We're just gonna kind of press down and slide this one out, and there you go. The box is basically undamaged, and you'll be able to get everything out pretty easily. So it slides right out there. And here you can have a closer look at the Air Angel Creation Crystal. Pretty similar around all the sides there. Got the empty circle on the back, so on the front you have the air element symbol. On the back you have a blank circle, so you can put a sticker with the battle class of your choice. Whatever you decide to make this crystal, stick that sticker on there and you'll be able to remember which battle class you're using. Next up we have the Light Crystal. This is a Light Fanged Crystal. This is the name we're going for. F-A-N-G-E-D, Fanged. Ow! Okay. These are kind of sharp. I would definitely recommend being careful with this when trying to get it out of the package. Just playing with it, holding with it, it's not that bad. But what I was just trying to do there is grab it by the top and yank it out of the package. Don't get your fingers on one of these spikes. That'll hurt. That'll hurt if you put too much pressure on it. So here we have our Light Fanged, I guess appropriately named. I kind of got the wrong end of the fangs there. But that is our Light Fanged Crystal. Quick look at our sticker sheet. These are all going to be the same. The only difference is the color and the symbol down on the bottom. So I probably won't show that for all of them, but rest assured that each of these crystals do come with that sticker sheet. Next up we have a Life Crystal. This is going to be the Life Acorn. Life Acorn. Show it off here in a minute. That the top of this one in particular, when we were naming them, we were looking at the top and the bottom here. Whatever we can come up with to represent what's going on there. We're not looking at the crystal inside. We're just looking at the top and the bottom. And I hope you can see here why we think it looks like an acorn. You got that kind of the bumpy top with the little nub on it where it would be hanging on a tree. And yeah, it works really well. This one in particular works well because it's the life element, and acorns and trees and plants seem to go really well with that, but it works well for the other elements as well. So there you have the life acorn. Next up we have a magic. Now, some of these you may notice vary slightly from the images I currently have on the website. Whether it be the gem that's in the center has changed, or it could be that in the case of this one, I believe this is what we called the magic pyramid. And I thought we were naming the pyramid mostly because of this top piece right here. And in the rendering that we saw, this top piece seemed to come up a little bit higher, and in my mind did look more like a pyramid. So we're gonna stick with the name, I think, unless there's some very strong objections from you, the community out there. But this is what we're referring to as the magic pyramid trap, or creation crystal. Sorry, not trap, creation crystal. Still stuck on trap team. Man, they really got me good with that. Next up, we have one of two undead creation crystals. There are two different molds in wave 1. So if you're out at the stores and you're just like grabbing one of each element, make sure when you get to the undead, watch it, because there are actually two different ones. So the first one we're looking at is the undead claw. So I know we already had a fang, but this is a claw. As you can see, mostly named for the bottom portion here, where there are some claw-like protrusions on the bottom here. So I don't know how you want to differentiate necessarily, but this is what we're calling the undead claw design. And this is one of those I was talking about that I know it varies from the picture we have on the website right now, because they added these spikes up on top. I don't know if there's a good angle to see them. There we go. But this was just a smooth round top before, and now they added these spikes on the edges. And so I'm gonna have to get around to updating that picture when I get a chance to take a picture of this. But undead claw, there you go. And then our second undead goes back to a design we've already seen in the light. It's gonna be another fang. So I'm gonna be careful opening this one and try not to stab myself in the finger again. So we'll get this one out and grab it from the middle, I think is gonna be the best bet. They're pretty solid. You don't have to worry about like pulling them apart, I guess, like you do some figures. But there you have the undead fang, undead fanged creation crystal. There we go. Full proper name. And just to give you a little comparison right up close to the light version of that, you can see that it is the same design, just different coloring. And the crystal in the middle changes too, and that's another reason I didn't want to just name the crystal inside. We're naming the cases. That makes the most sense to me. It's the first thing people see when they look at them. So finally then we have the water creation crystal from wave 1. This is the 7th and final different creation crystal that we have in wave 1. This is going to be the water rocket. Water rocket. So we'll pull this one apart. Gonna give me trouble on the last one. And there we have it, the water rocket. I think mostly named for this bottom piece. It looks like got a bunch of little like jet engines down here, and it can just take off at any moment. Anyway, this is the water rocket, like I was saying. There are obviously, these molds do carry over to the other elements, and that's why we're naming the casing and not specific to the element necessarily. But yeah, there you have it. We have 7 creation crystals in wave 1. I'll have them up on the site. You can check them out, get used to their names hopefully. Hopefully you agree with the names. I went to the community to get the names in the first place, so I know at least some of you agree with them. And there you have it. I'm sure I'll be back with Wave 2 crystals very soon, but until next time, enjoy.